Last time on Babs Bear Talk.
Yeah.
Send your wiping at the fridge?
Hey, we need to get cold sometime.
Good morning. It never fails. Every time I do my upload for the vlog and I fall asleep before checking the ending, YouTube glitches. So I saw you guys' messages and I went to go check my saving of the video, and of course it saved correctly. So I just deleted the video and I'm re-uploading. It will be up back in 44 minutes. I don't know that there was anything interesting in the parts that you missed, but I wanted the whole video to be up. So I'm not going to release these videos until I've had a chance to check them. So Joshua might have to wake me up after I've fallen asleep and say, check your video, Mom. Or he can too. He can fast forward and see my ending that you guys know. So today is February 2nd. I have a lot to do pertaining to taxes. I have to cross my T's and dot my I's before I send all my information to my accountant to do my income taxes. I want to go to the place to see if I can buy the upholstery material to deal with this chair. And I want to go to the mall to see if I can find somebody at a kiosk to put a screen protector on the screen for this camera. I don't know that all this is going to get done today, but that's the agenda. Okay? And I'm glad whenever I get up my 2 cooking videos at my cooking site, because I'm put under a lot of pressure when those videos are due. So I can breathe a little bit more the rest of this week. Let me go get some breakfast. This is my breakfast this morning. I really love this breakfast and it helps me to start my day off good and my stomach doesn't feel sick. So this is that one smoothie that I made for the fast with frozen banana, blueberry and strawberries, and some orange juice. I'm sure you could swap out the orange juice and do water too. And I'm opening my box of cereal from Sharon. And thank you again, my darling. Put a couple handfuls in here and we're off. The upload has about 20 minutes left. And I am enjoying my cereal inside of a smoothie. Ooh, wait, those look good. This is without lighting, guys. Wednesday was mad at her mom yesterday because her mom bathed her. I don't understand her. She's a lab. She loves water. She gets in a pool on a cold day. Okay? She's in the rain whenever it rains. Why does she not like to bathe?
I don't know, and I do it so nice. I give her warm water, and she's just like over here just hating her mother.
She's a brat.
You're such a little brat sometimes, and she won't look at me. Huh? Huh? Yeah.
Let them know you're having trouble with your eczema.
I'm having trouble with my eczema, guys.
Her ear is trying to break out.
My ear's trying to break out, and my right eye was trying to break out, but I put like the last bit I had, and it like got, yeah. Now I look, whoa, that's weird. This way, I look gray. Oh, now the color's coming back, but I'm cutting off my head. I gotta get my buns
Don't be
right.
looking at the door.
Hi, Daddy.
Don't be looking at the door.
Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. Let's see this way.
Oh hell no, no chin thing.
Here, you do it then.
Jada has to remember she's young, so she can shoot up from below. I'm fitty. Ain't nobody shoot me up from below.
Then
Yeah, he was so he memorized the math formulas because he didn't have a book, and he would write down the problem and go home and do the homework based on the memorized formulas.
I love
I was like, dang.
this was in the freezer. It didn't explode.
Oh, Sam said
Uh-huh.
those biscuits that we were trying to open all fancy by peeling the wrapper and doing a spoon and all that crap. You whop them against the counter. He says they call them whop biscuits in Mississippi because you take the pan and go whop.
So is that like an easier way to do it? Oh.
So Jada and I were gossiping about somebody we know. We can't tell you who.
But yeah,
So let me fix the stand.
so
Okay,
then-
she's telling us something that she was watching about
When they get
narcissists.
into- when sometimes they do this thing where
How's the lighting?
it's good. Well, I like it.
It's good for you because you're darker than me.
Yeah, but yeah, it makes me look kind of hella light. And I just got my makeup back.
Stop your story for 1 second. Let me tell you this really quickly.
Uh-huh.
Tracy met the girl that played Regina on Steve Harvey show. right?
Yeah.
In the drugstore or something. Tracy said she is so dark. You would not believe how dark she was in real life. I'm like, what the hell? Did he put like a lot of lighting on
I was
that?
like, she looked really light dark.
Yeah, she said, no, I was shocked. She's hella dark.
Huh.
She said, I had to ask, is that you? Okay, go ahead with your story about the narcissist.
But yeah, they'll do this thing sometimes where, like, if they're in a friendship, they look at the friend and say, what do you provide to me? What can I get out of you? Like, if you don't provide nothing. And then they'll do this thing where they'll start, like, if they just keep hurting you, even if you're telling you, it's hurting me emotionally, stop, they won't stop. And then they'll do this thing where they'll overdo the loving because you'll go away. You'll be like, I'm done with it. And then they'll be like, I love you. Things are going to be fine. And oh, like too much love.
I'm sorry that you walked into my fist, though.
Exactly. But yeah, it's a good documentary. You should watch it.
We know someone like this. That's why we're talking about it. Jada, come here for a second before you leave. She's going to go. I keep messing with the leg of the tripod because it seems like uneven. Jada, you want me to move it up so you can have more headroom? Hold on, guys. I have to always adjust when one of my family comes into view.
She's shorter.
Speaking of which, Johnny Mathis got some kind of big award yesterday. I thought Johnny Mathis was Indian. Like straight up out of Indian.
It's not?
They said he's African American.
Oh.
So we went to go look it up. I'm like, he's got some type of, Middle East. He's got some type of Asian, Middle East or something in him. And I went to go check, and sure enough, his mom, I think, was like some type of native. Chakpa, something, I don't know. Some kind of native, and mixed up with a whole bunch of other stuff. And the dad's mixed up with a bunch of other stuff too. I'm like, that's why he looks like that. But I love me some Johnny Mathis.
Maybe we are native. They have some bomb cheekbones.
Well, I was talking to Jada this morning about why I'm so upset over who they're picking as their nominee for the Supreme Court. This thing is bigger than the little things people are fighting over. Like the evangelical pastors, like even the pastor of the church I used to go to, he's upset because gays have the right to marry.
Bye, Daddy.
Joe, you're going?
Yeah,
Okay. And other pastors are upset because of abortions. Like Mike Murdoch that I used to follow is upset because of abortions. However you feel about this, negatively, positively, scientifically, right, wrong, whatever. However you feel about this, it's bigger than this, guys. Who he puts on the Supreme Court is bigger than this. Because when that man fell dead, Scalia, that hateful piece of crap, when he fell dead, they had 8. And the 4 of them have been getting on well, even though they're like 4 Republicans and 4 Democratic, or veering towards that, because they're not supposed to be political when they're on the Supreme
Court.
Court.
Is like off topic, but you know how like we were talking about those Belizeans who are like, oh, haha, you're in America and now you have to deal with that. There's like a meme, because I guess it's not just Belizeans, it's just family in different countries that are like, oh, look at that, that's your problem now.
Because they're jealous.
But yeah, it's like a meme, but it's like, you're just mad because you never even got into the party. It's kind of like that.
I want to share that meme. I want to share that meme. So, they've been getting along that they even passed Obamacare, because they know it's for the greater good. We need coverage. How are you going to deny me coverage at age 50 when that's when all the crap starts to go bad, right? And so it's bigger than abortion. However you feel about abortion, put that aside for a minute. If it's scientific, if it's faith, whatever, put that aside for a minute. Put same-sex marriage aside for a minute, and let's get into the real meat of the matter, which is equal pay, which is minimum wage, which is medical coverage, for everybody. The
education. What are we doing? I'm trying to finish my degree. People.
Are we all supposed to be dumb like this asswipe that's in power? I mean, really. And the thing about the minimum wage and this judge, every time he sided with corporations over the regular peons like us, each and every time, it's all about lining his pocket. And I was reading this wonderful report yesterday where this guy says he'll never be seated, and he went through why he won't be seated. First of all, Obama had the right to pick somebody, and he picked somebody that was vetted by both sides. This guy didn't have no skeleton in his closet, whatever, and he's supposed to come in front of the Senate and stuff for them to have hearings. They blocked this piece of douchebag, Mitch McConnell. He looks like a freaking turtle. A turtle looks better than he does.
I'm just tired of these white old fat men that can't do nothing but try to grab people. The fact that they're making underwear so women don't get raped, well, there shouldn't be underwear. People just don't rape people. I shouldn't have to tell you that, America. Like,
Well, Mitch McConnell, he was the one that said, Obama, even though you swore in for 4 years and you got a year left, you have no power to pick this justice for the Supreme Court because we're going to let the next administration do it. And then when they thought Hillary was going to win, they're like, we're going to block her for 4 years to not pick somebody. So I say we need to block them for 4 years so they don't get to pick nobody. And the guy was saying that this guy broke the judge's bro code because just like the men in blue, they don't talk about each other. The judges, this judge should have never taken the phone call from Trump because his colleague, the other judge, was not disqualified.
there's a judge code.
Yeah, his colleague was not disqualified. So he didn't even get the right to get a hearing. Why should this dude get the right to get a hearing? And that's how I really feel passionately about this because we are screwed. Anybody that he puts in his cabinet, that's done in 4 years when his ass is gone. But when it comes to these judges, they are there for life. That's why they picked a 49-year-old because they figure he could live forever. But God don't like ugly. And a 49-year-old can drop dead like that too. So, you know, Donald Trump is the puppet for everybody. For Putin, for these Republicans, not the good Republicans, the Republicans. And he's also a puppet for the evangelicals. I am so angry at the pastors. You don't even understand. I may never go back to church. I think I'm going to go back to the Episcopal or Anglican church where the priest just bless you and you move on.
Yes, Jesus.
You and I are going to go to the gym earlier today because we have a member of the gym. I don't know that he's a friend yet, but he's a member at the gym and he wants to come see the car between 4 and 5. So I suppose he's going to come see the car then and then go to the gym himself. I don't want to go to the gym after 5. It sucks going at that hour. So right now I want to answer your questions really quickly. Heidi says, this is from the last video that I uploaded, by the way, and you guys know I uploaded it twice because the first time around I fell asleep and stupid Google glitched or YouTube glitched and it chopped off the ending and you guys alerted me to it. So I took it down this morning, re-uploaded, and all is good with the world. Heidi says, or Haiti says, hello, Mrs. Babs and Joe. Do you think I can use coconut oil when I'm making the pepper sauce? Yes, you can, but just a couple of drops, okay, because you want to change the flavor. And you said you make it at least once a month, and the coolie in you loves everything that's spicy. And then you said, you know that I don't like that word. Girl, I use that word in my house. I just choose not to use it on camera because of what the Indian man told me years ago, that coolie translated into their language means slave, and it's the equivalent of saying the N-word to an Indian person. So I would never say it to an Indian person, like an Indian person from India directly. But amongst us Belizeans, that word doesn't mean anything more than the color that you look like, you know, so we're good. And then you said, continue being positive, beautiful lady. Yay, thank you. Thank you so much for that compliment. I received that into my spirit, girl. I really do. I really do. Michael said he's going to be the master of ice and he can't wait for the party. You know, the party we're going to have once Trump gets impeached or quit, right? And his wife says hello because I told him to tell his wife hello. And then I wrote to him and said, tell me your wife's name so I can give her her own shout out. And he said her name is Teresa. So it's either Teresa or Teresa. Tell me which one. Is it with the Spanish accent? And Teresa, I'm going to go with Teresa right now. Teresa, hello. How are you doing, my darling? How are you? How are you? You guys are so cool. I love knowing you and your spouses. Okay, I really do. Oh, Michael says he's thinking of starting his own YouTube. Definitely keep me in a loop about that. I can definitely share some more information about getting started. And I can also give you guys some more tips, which I think I'll do right at the end of these comments. Oh, this guy, Master at Pokemon Go, he's trying to do sub for sub. I'm going to go check out his channel. If I like him, I'll subscribe. If not, I won't. But I don't do sub for sub. You know, a lot of YouTubers will do that when they're first starting. It's like, if I sub to your channel, can you sub to mine? And then you get 5, 6, 10,000 subscribers, and then they're not really watching you. So what does it matter, right? But if I like him, I'll subscribe. And I won't take him off my page because he wasn't rude about it. So I always let people stay on there. Dawn wanted to know more about MSG. Oh my God, Dawn, you came to the right place. But before I get into MSG, let me tell you really quick a couple more tips about doing YouTube, right? Because after this, I'm going to go to the gym and then come back and deal with this car. You're going to have to eat healthy if you're doing YouTube. For the most part, try to eat healthy. Because if you don't, you have breakouts on your skin. You know, like I have a breakout right here. Right here, I don't know if you guys can see that. I have to cover it with foundation, cover it with my hair. When you get these breakouts, it's ugly. And especially if you're doing a cooking channel, it's not nice to look at. So you always want you always want your skin to look good. If you're a young kid starting out on YouTube and you're having the pimples, go buy some Freederm. You know, I'll show you what that is later on. Go buy some Freederm and use it on your acne. It'll work, I promise you. I don't work for them, but this stuff worked for Jada's eczema years ago. And while she was doing it for eczema, we noticed she didn't have any acne. So obviously the secondary use was for acne. And now Jada tells me it took every black mark off of her face. So we just bought a batch, and when it comes, I'm going to be using it for these hyperpigmentation. I haven't had any new occurrence since these first came out when I turned like 48 or 49, but I'm going to use it for these dark spots and see if that cream takes it off. But I'm just saying, eat healthy so that your skin can look good, because when you're on camera, you're going to want to look good. So that's another tip that I can tell you. Drink a lot of water and eat healthy while you're doing YouTube, because you can't afford to be sick. You guys see me, right? I'm doing YouTube full time now, and even when I wasn't doing it full time, I was still uploading 2 cooking videos a week, and then I was vlogging like putting up 2 vlogs a week, and then review every now and then. And now I'm putting up a vlog a day, I'm putting up 2 cooking videos a week, and I'm trying to get a review a week out. You know, so it's a lot of work. You can't afford to get sick because you don't get any time off. The only time off you can get is if you put a lot of videos in queue. You have a lot of videos prepared, and then you can release them 1 week at a time, you know, or once a week, and then you can have maybe a week or 2 off. Be careful about putting things, you know, making videos so far in advance, because things will change in your life and people will start to pay attention, like, what happened there? She was kind of fatter there. No, she's thinner. What the hell's going on? When was this video really recorded, right? But when you get ready to start your channel, always have like 4 videos in queue before you release the first one, because that way you're not rushed to get the second one out. And pick what you're passionate about, because if you're not passionate about it, you're going to hate doing the channel. Like for this channel, I told you guys before I wanted to do skin and hair review, and I wasn't really passionate about it. So it changed into a vlogging channel. And although I like doing a review at the review channel, they're the most challenging for me because I do side-by-side comparisons a lot. And then sometimes you lose your train of thought in between, like, what did I really want to show there against each other there? So the thing that I'm passionate about is the cooking, because I love sharing anything new that I learn about cooking, and I love talking about food, and I love eating food. So I'm passionate about that. So pick something you're passionate about so you don't grow tired of it pretty quickly. Because you guys see, I've been going for 5 years. I've been going for 5 years at YouTube, and I'm not tired yet of doing the cooking channel. So that's what I would say. And I would, pick something that maybe you want to vlog. And if you're going to want to vlog, find out if your wife wants to vlog. Because my neighbors across the street, the guy has a lot of information to offer, and he wants to do YouTube so badly. He has a channel already, I think. I have to ask him what it is already. But his wife is not into it. And he's like, I'm waiting for her so she can help me. I'm like, she's not going to help you. If she's not into it, she will not help you. When I first started, Joe wasn't really into it. Not the vlogging, but even running the camera behind the scenes. And I didn't get much help from Joe. I got a lot of help from the kids. And then eventually Joe saw, okay, let me help her out. She helps me at the shop. Let me help her out here. But he wasn't against me doing it. He just didn't want to be running the camera. He hates doing that. So let me see if everybody else has answered or asked a question so that I can talk to Dawn. So Dawn, I didn't know that I had any kind of issues. Let me close this because I'll be distracted looking at that. With MSG until 2003, when I was leaving the shop to go pick up the kids, and I got to this red light right there near the shop. Well, the light wasn't red. It was a stoplight, but the light was green. And I didn't know what to do. I got so confused. My brain was like in a muddy mess. And I thought maybe at 37, I was having Alzheimer's or dementia or something. And so I called Joe in a panic, and I pulled over and I pulled myself together. Went, got the kids, came back. My neighbors who used to be in the next door to our shop, this guy was really knowledgeable about food and what food does to you and stuff like that. So I told him, because he saw me look kind of puzzled when I got back, and he says, is everything okay? And then I told him what happened, and then he asked me what I ate for lunch, and I told him that it was Chinese food, because we used to buy a lot of Chinese food back then, because it was like the cheapest. You got a lot and you could have leftovers for later. And he says, don't eat Chinese food ever again, because they put MSG in it and you're having issues with MSG. And that's when he started to teach me a lot about MSG, and I'll share with you the little bit that I know, okay? MSG starts off as a natural thing. So it occurs naturally in proteins, and it occurs in mushrooms and in tomatoes. But how much mushroom and how much tomatoes can you really eat, right? So it's not going to kill you when you're eating it in its natural form. It's when the scientists get in there and they extract it out of its natural form and start injecting it back into things. And why do they do this? Because it gives the item a longer shelf life, and also it gives it a different flavor. It tastes really good. So whenever you go to like your favorite restaurant and you get that soup and you take that first sip and it's like, oh my God, this is good, and you just can't stop eating, or that burger or whatever it is that you're eating and you just can't stop eating it, 10 to 1 it has MSG in it. And they put MSG in like weird stuff. Like MSG occurs in Jello pudding, chocolate Jello pudding. I don't know why it's in there. Maybe they have some protein in there, right? And you know what? I think pudding and Jello and stuff is made from pig fat, so maybe that's why it's in those type of things. It's in ranch dressing for sure, because the guy that made ranch dressing years ago, you know how ranch dressing started? Because the guy was doing it on a ranch. And he was making his own special dressing for his customers, and he put MSG in it. So ranch dressing will always have MSG. You'll find MSG in, chips. A lot of chips will have it. It'll tell you monosodium glutamate. What other weird things you'll find it in? Oh, you know when you go to the store and you buy chicken that comes in the pack, and it's like iced separately, so you can just open the bag and take out one piece of thigh or one piece of wing or something to cook, and it's not all clumped together with the rest of the meat. Well, whenever it's iced separately, it has MSG in it. It's injected with MSG, whatever they use to make it iced separately. So MSG appears in a lot of things that you wouldn't think about, and you have to check. So the common names that MSG will hide under legally is MSG, of course, because the proper name for it is monosodium glutamate. And you'll see that sometimes the people will just be bold and put, monosodium glutamate. And it'll hide under anything that says hydrolyzed or modified plant protein or animal protein. So as long as you see protein, if it's from animal or plant and it's hydrolyzed or modified, scrap it. It has MSG. It hides under the name natural flavors. It's almost better for something to say artificial flavors, because then you know that's just like a food dye. But if it says natural flavors, they put MSG back in it. So I remember I had a big fight with a friend of my sister's because she was on this diet called Plexus. Well, she still is on a diet, and I saw her lose a lot of weight and I asked her what she was doing, and I asked her to send me some info, and I told her to send me the ingredients list off of the bottle, and of course it said natural flavor, so I knew that it had MSG. And so I told her, thank you so much for the info, but it's not something that I can do. She got PO'd when I told her it has, because she asked me why, and I said it has MSG, and she goes, no, they specifically teach us at our seminars that it doesn't have MSG. I said, well, they specifically lied to you, because they have to put it legally on the paperwork, that's on the label, and it says natural flavors, and I know that's a name for MSG. The same thing with Herbalife. They have MSG in it. I tried that before and I got really, really sick. So having told you the background about MSG, Dawn, these are my symptoms, okay? My symptoms. Right away, I retain water, about 8 pounds, because I know what I weigh every day, so I know when I retain, that massive amount is MSG related. It goes around my heart area like this, around the pericardium, and it just stays there all day, and it just like crushes my chest. And then it starts hurting my joints, kind of like arthritis. And I get blurred vision. I get the foggy brain to where I don't even know what I'm doing half the time. And then I also get the tinnitus, the ringing in the ear. And then I get the dizziness. Not vertigo, but dizziness. Dizziness is the one where you kind of feel uneasy, like you're on a boat. And sometimes I do get upset stomach, not too often. And sometimes it will lead to some type of bout with diarrhea, but not too often. I don't really get those symptoms with the stomach too often from MSG. I do get everything else in the upper, the fluid tension. Oh my God, you just feel like you're not yourself, and you're talking and you're slurring your speech and you can't get the words out right. And it's just like you're not you. You're not you. So those are my symptoms. I read up on some research that I did about MSG after that guy taught me what he knew. And it says that MSG makes the neurons in your brains fire and fire and fire until they can't fire anymore. So the neurons misfire until they're dead. And once a neuron is dead, it will not come back to life. So you're pretty much getting brain damage when you're eating MSG. I've trained everybody in my surrounding to look for MSG and stuff. And even Leah caught on to it quickly. The minute she sees hydrolyzed or modified, she's like, I'm not buying this because if Barbara comes to the house, I will not be able to offer her this. And I told her, I said, everybody has trouble with MSG to a degree. You just don't know it because you don't know what those symptoms are. You just figure, oh, I feel sick. I don't know what it is. Maybe I got some bad food, you know? No, it's the MSG. Joshua feels it right away. When we eat chili from the can, refried beans from the can, anything like that, immediately. The MSG got into my system. I know where. It was from the wraps that we made because I was eating the hell out of them wraps. From that little bit of the ranch dressing that I put in. And then also from that avocado dip, which I've not been eating a lot of that. But combined with the wraps, that's all she wrote. So it's out of my system right now. I had to take a water pill. That's why I have to have a diuretic. And back to my old self. If I look weird, it's because this eye is still kind of tired, but it's getting better because I'm resting the eye. And yeah, we just pretty much read the packaging on everything that we buy, or the label on the tins, on the jars and stuff. And we go from there. So I hope that this helped you, Dawn. Please ask me more questions. If you have questions, you see how I am. I like to yammer on when I know something, but I'm not a know-it-all. I'm not a know-it-all. So whatever you research and find out, you can come back and tell me, because I'm sure they're hiding it under different names now. You know, so, baby, ¿qué estás haciendo? You looking at the auction?
I don't know if it's it.
You found it though?
Yeah.
You have to sign in?
I don't know.
Okay, I gotta go help Joe. He went to a different auction today that our dealer set him up with, and he was beside himself with excitement because the cars there are so gorgeous and they go for like a really, really good deal. So he was just like calling me every minute going, oh my God, you should have seen this Enclave. He loves Buick, by the way. Oh my God, it was so cheap though. I want it. It was so great to see him so excited. And we're walking in the neighborhood trying to see if we could buy some lemon from this guy that has a loaded lemon tree. The Popo's looking for somebody.
For you.
Joe says they're looking for me. There was nobody outside, so we're going back home.
So what Iran tell Donald Trump?
You are not the first inexperienced leader that has threatened us. He gonna get us killed. Killed! Not even killed. Killed!
Stupid. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you be a president country and you act like that.
You should watch this documentary Jada was talking about narcissistic people. It'll open your eyes to what this man is. And that's a mental disorder.
He was so much, I mean, I'll say he don't have experience of running a country for sure.
He can't even run his own business. He constantly goes bankrupt. You like Semino?
Hmm?
You like Semino?
Only if you have money.
That's a thing that Joe always tells the kids when he's like the kids are looking at him, because he's always clowning. So the kids are always like looking at him like, what the hell? And he goes, you like Semino? And so all of us do that back to him now. We try to beat him to the punch. Yeah, so.
If you got money, it's all right. No money, no honey.
I have money on. Jesus. Did y'all hear what Joe just said? No money, no honey. Joe, what the hell you learn these things? Where you learn these things from?
You?
Me? That's not like that. Oh my goodness, Joe crazy. When does it come on?
I don't know.
That's a repeat again. All week these shows have been showing reruns or repeats. For why? Is it because Super Bowl is Sunday and they figure nobody's watching TV now, they're traveling? I don't know why, but every show's been showing a rerun. And it's like reruns from like last season. Not even this season. Well, I haven't heard from the guy from the gym. Let me just check my phone real quick. It's 5:25. He said clearly in a text yesterday, well, I want to come see the car between 4 and 5. I'll let you know. And so we skipped out on the gym, not really because of him, but because we got kind of tied up with some other stuff. But he's not going to let me skip out on my gym tomorrow.
Don't call him. Don't call him back again.
Oh, I didn't. I wasn't calling. I texted. Because he asked me to.
Right. I said, but don't do it again.
Uh-huh. Y'all. So anyways, guys. It is 5:25. Being that I'm home, I'm going to finish watching my episode of Criminal Minds from 3 weeks ago. I have to get caught up. And then I'm going to go edit so maybe I can upload this early. What do you think, Joe? You think I could do it?
Yeah, you could.
All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
When the red button is on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, guys, see, I'm doing it.
Very, very
Ready. He doesn't want to go back on the boat. Splash.
Splash?
Yeah.